Hi everybody. In this video, I'm going to show you how to solve a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. We'll work through 3 sets of examples, and if you want to work along with me, you can download this PDF from my website. I'll leave a link in the description below. So we have the general form of a quadratic equation, where a is the coefficient of the x squared term, b is the coefficient of the x term, and c is our constant term. When we know the values of a, b, and c, we can substitute them into our formula, and this will work out the values of x where the equation equals 0. Okay? I'll show you how this works. If we look at example A, we've got x squared plus 3x plus 1 equals 0. So the coefficient of x squared is 1. We've got 1x squared. This is A. The coefficient of the x term is 3, and the constant term is 1. So now we substitute these values into our formula. So x will equal minus b plus or minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2a. We can work this out. We've got negative 3. Then we have the square root of 3 squared, which is 9. And 4 times 1 times 1 is 4 over 2. So minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 5 over 2. And we need to give our answer to 2 decimal places. So we need to enter this into our calculator. So we'll use the fraction button. We'll have negative 3 plus the square root of 5 divided by 2. And then we go to format and we choose decimal. So x will equal approximately negative 0.38. And our second solution, we go back to the addition and we replace it with a subtraction. Format, decimal. So now x is approximately negative 2.62. So it's a good idea to work out as much of this as you can in your head and then enter the simplified version into the calculator. If we look at question B, what do you think the values of a, b, and c will be? So a will be the 3, b will be the negative 1, and c will also be negative 1. So we'll have x will equal minus b, it's helpful to use brackets here, plus or minus the square root of negative 1 squared minus 4 times 3 times c. That c should be negative 1. All divided by 2a. So we'll have x will equal minus the negative 1 will be positive 1, plus or minus negative 1 squared. And then we'll have negative 12, so minus the negative 12, which will give us a positive 12 over 6. So x will equal 1 plus or minus root 13 over 6. We can enter this into our calculators. 1 plus root 13 over 6. So x is approximately 0.77 and x is negative 0.43. Do you want to try and work out question C yourself? You can pause the video and come back when you're ready. Okay, so welcome back if you had a go. So A will be 2, B will be negative 7, and C will be negative 3. So x will equal minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2 lots of a. We'll have 49 minus the negative 24. So x will equal 7 plus or minus the square root of 49 plus 24 divided by 4. We can tidy this up and we get 7 plus or minus the square root of 73 over 4. As decimals, we get x is approximately 3.89 and approximately negative 0.39. Okay, how did you get on with that? Let's try example 2. Okay, so if I work through question A, and then you can try questions B and C. If we begin with question A then, to use the quadratic formula, we need the quadratic to equal 0. So we need to move these terms over to the left-hand side. So we'll have x squared minus, expanding this out, 3x, and then minus the 9. So you can see that A will equal 1, B will be negative 3, and C will be negative 9. So x will equal minus the negative 3 plus or minus the square root. Negative 3 squared is 9, minus 4 lots of a times the negative 9, all over 2a. We'll have 3 plus or minus this 9 plus the 36, which will give us 45 over 2. Now we can simplify the square root of 45 as the root of 9 times the root of 5, and this becomes 3 root 5. So in its simplest form, x will equal 3 plus or minus 3 root 5 over 2. And I'll leave it in its exact form. So do you want to give question B a go? And when you try question C, do as much of it as you can. And if at some point you can't go any further, think about why that might be. Okay, so I'll come back if you had a go. So for question B, I'll expand out these brackets. So we'll have 2x squared plus the 2x plus the 5x. And we'll move this negative 11 over to the left-hand side. That'll be plus 11. We'll add the 2x and the 5x together to give 7x, and we'll expand out this bracket. So we'll get 4x squared plus the 14x plus 10 plus the 11x. Adding these two together, 4x squared plus 25x plus 10 to equal 0. Using a formula, we'll have negative 25 plus or minus the square root of a 25 squared minus 4 lots of a lots of c, all divided by 2 lots of a. So x will equal negative 25 plus or minus the square root of 465 over 8. And again, I'll leave it in its exact form. Okay, so how did you get on with question C? If we work through it, we'll expand out this left-hand side. We'll get x squared minus 10x plus 25. X minus 3x squared. Now we'll make it all equal 0. 4x squared minus the 11x plus that 25, and that will equal 0. So a will equal 4, b will be negative 11, and c will be 25. So x will equal minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4 times a times c. all divided by 8. 2 lots of 8. We'll get 11 plus or minus the square root of 121 minus 400 over 8. And here's where we have a problem. We can't take this any further because 121 minus 400 gives us a negative, and you can't square root a negative. Then this means there'll be no solutions to this equation. This left-hand side will never equal 0. So what we'll have, if we draw a quick sketch of this, we'll have our parabola, and it won't touch or pass through the x-axis. This is more for A-level maths, but it's worth knowing that when b squared is less than the 4ac, there won't be any solutions. Let's try example 3. For example 3, we know how to use this quadratic formula to solve the equation. Do you want to try and find the exact solutions in this equation using the quadratic formula? You can pause the video and come back when you're ready. We need to cancel out this division of 2x minus 1. So we'll multiply both sides by the 2x minus 1. And then these two will cancel. So we're left with 3x plus 1 multiplied by 2x minus 1. And this will equal 2. Now we'll expand out this quadratic. We'll get 6x squared minus 3x plus the 2x minus the 1. And we'll move that 2 over to the left-hand side. We can tidy this up as 6x squared minus x minus 3. So a is 6, b is negative 1, and c is negative 3. So x will equal minus the negative 1 plus or minus the negative 1 squared, which is just 1, minus the 4 times 6 times negative 3, which will give us negative 72. So 1 plus 72 all over 12. So x will equal 1 plus or minus the square root of 73 over 12. How did you get on with that? Do you want to give question B a go? Think about the properties of the sides in a right-angled triangle. We're going to use Pythagoras' theorem. This is where x squared plus the x plus 9 squared will equal the square of the hypotenuse, 2x plus 1 squared. We'll simplify this left-hand side, x squared plus x squared plus 18x plus 81. For our right-hand side, 4x squared plus 4x plus 1. Because we've got more x squared on the right-hand side, I'll move all of these over to here. So we'll take away the 2x squared. We'll take away the 18x. And we'll take away the 81. So we'll have 0 is 2x squared minus 14x minus 80. Now we can factor out the 2 from both sides. So x squared minus 7x minus 40. A will equal 1, b will equal negative 7, and c will equal negative 5. So x will equal positive 7 plus or minus 49 minus 4 lots of negative 5. Tidying this up, x will equal 7 plus or minus the square root of 209 over 2. We know that x cannot be negative because x is a length. So we'll look at the positive case, and this will give us x equals 10.73. Okay? Well, thank you for watching. I hope you found that useful. If you want more practice on this topic, you can download the worksheet via the online lesson from my website, mrmathematics.com. I'll leave a link in the description below.